Hello everyone and welcome to my General Hospital Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Danny accuses Cyrus, while Jason consents to let everyone think he is the father of Sasha's child. On General Hospital Today, Nina gets ready to tell Willow the truth about her and Drew. Curtis and Jordan meet with Jens regarding the Esplanade, and Christina tells her father what happened with Ava. Emma offers Kai. Elizabeth joins Christina, who arrives to Charlie's a bit late. She just arrived in time for the evening rush, Lucky informs her. Christina tells Lucky about the incident at the park with Ava, and how Liz prevented her from killing someone. But she believes that with this knowledge, her dad might be able to outsmart Ava. Good fortune behind the bar. Isaiah shows up when Christina takes a break to phone her father. Lucky is already aware that Sidwell is in town when he informs her of it. Isaiah responds, unfortunately, not everyone is planning to do that, while Lucky claims he's attempting to avoid him. Gio informs Emma across the bar that she must act composed because Trina is bringing Kai to him as a favor. Emma is determined to persuade the big man on school to oppose cruelty and animal experiments. Gio and Emma discuss. When Kai and Trina arrive, she presents him to Emma and Gio. Emma declares right away that she has an offer for Kai, and won't accept rejection. Emma extends an offer to GH. Emma invites Kai to join her at a benefit for students against animal cruelty, as they all sit down. She would also like him to join the committee and give a speech. Sunny receives positive news. Thanks to Sunny's connections on Rodeo Drive, they closed a number of deals on the plane returning to Port Charles. Natalia notes for a fictitious business trip. The cardiologist calls Sunny and shares some excellent news with him. New scans have shown that he is not in need of a pacemaker. He still needs to manage his stress, take his medicine, and have surgery to fix the damage his heart sustained from the gunshot. He tells her that he will need to recover for a few weeks and that the doctor wants him to get it within 3 months. In order to keep it a secret, he will do it in Los Angeles. According to Natalia, she is available to him if he needs her. He owes her and is grateful for that. Natalia and Sunny Christina calls and says they need to discuss Avery. Sunny answers. She explains to him what transpired with Ava in the park, and how Rick came to her rescue. According to Christina, she and Liz are able to testify that Ava attempted to abduct Avery. Sunny says they will chat when he returns because his plane is about to land, and she is ending their relationship. Christina gives her father a call. Sunny updates Natalie on the information that Christina provided him. He points out that he cannot remove Ava from her life because it is not in her best interests, even if he is granted custody of Avery. According to Natalia, he should steer clear of this kind of stress. Natalia questions if Ava is a decent mother even though she despises her. Sunny acknowledges that Avery loves her, and that she loves Avery. Natalia advises him to reach a settlement with Ava in order to avoid a protracted, tense trial. Do it for Avery if he doesn't want to do it for himself. Good news for Sunny. Danny asks Rocco for further details about Cyrus at the Quartermain mansion, but Rocco declines. Rocco understands that he should never have told Danny about Cyrus, but he is powerless to stop the man since doing so may put Chase and his father in hot water. Danny says he needs to find Cyrus since he killed his mother. Danny needs Rocco to respond. Once more, Cody blows it with Sasha. Sasha tells Cody to leave her life and hurls a drink in his face at the Port Charles grill. Jason informs Felicia that he knows she had good intentions before she rushes out. Jason then informs Cody that what comes next is not about Cody but rather about him and Sasha. Cody realizes he made a mistake once more as Jason leaves. Felicia asserts that he did. Cody is thrown a drink by Sasha. Cody admits to Felicia that he is making things worse, even though he wants to make Sasha's life simpler. Felicia finds it difficult to watch Sasha move on because she knows he loved her. She also understands that he has been getting into problems and making a lot of mistakes. Since being Sasha's hero is all he can be, Cody believes he has been manipulating her. Felicia makes the suggestion, could you be someone else's hero instead of Sasha's? Cody and Felicia talk about GH. Nina admits something. Willow tells Nina and Martin at their table that she doesn't understand why everyone adores career criminal Jason, but despises Drew. Since Drew genuinely loves her, she is aware that he would never abuse her the way Jason treats Sasha. Willow argues with GH. Martin brings up the subject of gathering information about Michael that they can utilize in family court. Willow doesn't believe anything can be found. Martin is asked by Nina if Willow's relationship with Drew will hurt her case. Martin claims that since everything is now public knowledge, it shouldn't. Willow understands that she and Drew no longer have to conceal. Martin has to go filthy with Michael G. They are interrupted by Cyrus, who requests to talk to Martin. They depart to an alcove where Cyrus sobs to Martin that he needs assistance reintegrating into the family, because Lulu misinterpreted his intentions for her. He invites Martin to accompany him to Charlie's so he may speak with Lucky. Cyrus implores him to act as a brother. Cyrus desires Martin's assistance. While her husband is recuperating from burns, Nina tries to persuade Willow that continuing this affair with Drew will reflect poorly on her. Martin comes back and says he must leave, but he will not comply with Michael's request as agreed upon, and he will search Michael's closet for dirt. Willow tells Nina once more by herself that she can't continue to lie and that she will be forthright about her emotions for Drew. Willow makes a choice. Willow complains about Sasha and is aware of their positive relationship, but she finds it hard to comprehend how Nina can overlook her deceit. According to Nina, she has required forgiveness on occasion and will continue to do so in the future. According to Nina, people use lies to keep themselves and the people they care about safe. Willow is aware that lying feels like the ideal option when you are faced with difficult decisions. Nina must come clean about Gigi. Willow claims that she doesn't want to keep things from Drew the way she and Michael did. She is aware that he would never conceal anything from her. The scene closes with Nina telling Willow that she can see how she could fall for Drew. News from Willow. Drew. Curtis issues a Jen's warning to Jordan. Curtis and Jordan meet at Café Cherry to discuss the Esplanade. Jordan is convinced that it can be saved. At that moment, Sidwell shows up. Jens tells Jordan that he has heard positive things about Curtis's work at Aurora. After Jordan introduces them, he feels he can help them and get things back on track. And he says it's unfortunate that the Esplanade has been delayed by this environmental impact assessment. Jens and Curtis meet. According to Jens, he had recommended to Congressman Quartermain and Mayor Collins that they utilize eminent domain to seize Pier 55 for the Esplanade. It will drive out the criminals and revitalize that region. When Jens receives a call, he excuses himself, and Curtis tells Jordan to refuse this man's requests. According to Curtis, Sidwell is attempting to encroach on Sunny's area while having an affair with Drew, which could only lead to problems. He advises her to avoid this. Curtis says it was good to meet Jens when he returns, but he must leave. He stays though, and hears Jordan express that she would be interested in learning more about Sidwell's intentions. Just say no, Curtis G. Sasha requests a favor from Jason. Sasha and Jason get together at the Quartermain boathouse. She appreciates Cody for coming and apologizes for him. When she inquires about Michael's health, Jason responds that the treatment is effective, and that he is recovering. He is committed to recovering and returning home. They must convince everyone that Jason is the father of her child, because she wants him to return home and be with his children. Jason and Sasha discuss G. Sasha thinks Michael's prospects of maintaining custody of his children may suffer if the truth is revealed. Since Michael consented to let her raise this child by herself, she wanted to assist him. According to Jason, Michael told him as much, and he will make people think he is the father if she want to do this. Jason claims that only his son must be aware of the reality. He won't tell him that the child is Michael's, but he can't allow Danny to believe that since he recently lost his mother, his son can preserve the secret, he tells her. Jason and Sasha's covert G. Cyrus starts a dispute. When Isaiah returns to Charlie's, he greets Liz at the bar and expresses his relief that she has returned to work, and that the police are now working on the case. Liz is still determined to find solutions for her deceased patients. Liz and Isaiah talk about GH. Cyrus and Martin enter, and Lucky is not happy to see him. Martin believes that this strategy won't work, because Lucky doesn't appear to be happy as they sit at a table. Martin inquires as to his thoughts while attempting to take over Lulu's care. Someone had to be there for her because, according to Cyrus, no one else was. Cyrus at Charlie's GH with Martin. Kai, meantime, consents to assist Emma with her fundraiser, and even posts about it on his social media accounts. He uploads the selfie they took. Kai concurs with GH. Christina is introduced to Isaiah. She agrees anything he wants is on the house after realizing he's the doctor who saved her brother. She should surprise him, he says. He explains that he knows her dad from his gym as she pours him a drink. As they converse, he is returning home from a business trip to Los Angeles, and she says he has been quite busy recently and can't be there as often. Danny returns to the Quartermain house to find Kai's social media warning. Kai notices Cyrus in the backdrop of those pictures of him and Emma. The youngster is aware of his destination. Jason and Sasha are taken aback. Danny isn't there when Sasha and Jason show up to speak with him. Danny went to Charlie's to hunt for Cyrus after Rocco acknowledged that he had erred in telling him that Cyrus was a suspect in his mother's death. When Jason leaves, Rocco fears he exacerbated the situation. Sasha reassures him that notifying Jason was the proper thing to do, and that Jason would keep Danny safe. Danny addresses Cyrus. Kai invites Trina to support Emma's cause with him at Charlie's. Cyrus acknowledges that he might have gone too far in their ongoing conversation about what he did with Martin. For attempting to move Lulu to a different state, Martin chastises him. Cyrus regrets losing his family as well as his ability to see patients at Turning Woods and General Hospital. He claims that he visited the majority of those patients alone and that he helped a lot of individuals. Danny confronts Cyrus. Danny arrives as Martin goes to the bar for another round. Danny yells at Cyrus, demanding to know why he killed his mother. How could she have ever hurt him? Cyrus maintains that the boy is wrong and that they ought to join in prayer. As he places his hand on Danny's shoulder, Jason bursts in and cries, "Remove your hand from my son." Jason is upset. "What I'm about to say to you is not easy," Nina says as she gets ready to tell Willow on the upcoming General Hospital. Kai tells Trina, "Those are good words to live by." Liz tells Lucky, "We might be farther away than ever." Carly and Brennan have drinks together. Joss is warned by Anna that she could lose her life as a result of the game she is playing. Jason tells Cyrus that they would never locate his son's body again if he touches him. Sasha strikes a deal, Jason goes cold, and Danny lashes out at Cyrus. According to the General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, February 11th, Sasha Gilmore Corbin made a bargain, Jason Morgan got cold, and Danny Morgan scolded Cyrus Renaud. This is how Tuesday's GH episode unfolded. When Emma Drake and Gio Palmieri met Kai Taylor and Trina Robinson at Charlie's Pub, Emma had the opportunity to ask Kai to assist her with her next fundraiser. Kai agreed and posed with Emma for a photo that was shared on social media. Despite Rocco Falconeri's warning, Danny went over to confront Cyrus after spotted him in the background at Charlie's Pub. After Cody Bell caused yet another baby daddy incident at the Port Charles Grill, Sasha Gilmore hurled a drink all on him. After Sasha hurried off with Jason by herself, he updated her on Michael Corinthos' recuperation and reaffirmed his willingness to let her raise the child on her own. Michael asked Jason to watch out for Sasha though, and help her if she needed it. Sasha wanted Jason to give everyone the impression that he was the father of her child in return for putting up with that. Except for Danny, who didn't want to lie to his son. Especially now that Danny had lost Sam McCall, Jason agreed. Jason wanted to explain the phony daddy ploy to Danny, but he wouldn't reveal that Michael was the father. When Sasha and Jason got to the Quartermain mansion in search of Danny, they discovered Rocco flipping out. Rocco admitted to telling Danny that Cyrus was the primary suspect of the PCPD, and that Danny had gone to Charlie's to confront him. Sonny Corinthos gave Natalia Ramirez good news as he hung up the phone with the cardiologist on the plane returning from Los Angeles. Although Sonny would still need to manage stress, continue taking his medicine, and undergo surgery to repair his heart over the following 3 months, it turned out that he didn't actually require a pacemaker. Eventually, Christina Corinthos Davis called Sonny on the park kidnapping attempt of Ava Jerome. Natalia predicted that it would be best for Avery Corinthos, and alluded to leveraging this advantage to reach a settlement with Ava. Now that he was back with Cody, he told Felicia Scorpio that he was still striving to be Sasha's hero, since that was all he could be for her. Felicia questioned whether Cody needed to be Sasha's hero, or if he could be someone else's. Willow Corinthos then told Martin Gray that she didn't believe Michael had any dirt on him. Martin didn't think Willow and Drew Quartermain's public involvement would have an impact on the case, despite Nina Reeves's attempts to persuade him to do so. Eventually, Willow asked Nina if she was prepared to overlook all of Sasha's previous dishonesty. Given how things transpired with Michael, Willow recognized Nina's suggestion that individuals frequently use lies to protect themselves and the ones they care about. Nina became tearful and claimed she could see why Willow might fall for Drew when Willow said he would never keep secrets from her. Nina appeared to be preparing to admit to having an affair with Drew behind closed doors. Jen Sidwell appeared as Curtis Ashford and Jordan Ashford were meeting on the Esplanade at Café Sherry. Curtis discreetly cautioned Jordan against being involved with Sidwell after meeting him and learning about his own Esplanade aspirations. As they continued their conversation, Jordan, of course, ignored him and tried to win Sidwell over again. Cyrus was reprimanded by Martin at Charlie's pub for attempting to have Lulu Spencer taken out of state while she was unconscious. Cyrus complained about losing access to patients at GH in Turning Woods, even though he admitted that he could have gone too far. When Danny showed there and accused Cyrus of killing Sam, Cyrus pretended to be innocent and proposed that they pray together. Jason stormed in with an angry expression as Cyrus placed a hand on Danny's shoulder. "Remove your hand, my son!" As the program concluded on Tuesday, Jason yelled. Don't miss any of the excitement as Jason and Cyrus are about to square off. According to General Hospital spoilers. Jason against Cyrus, Anna's rage, Kai's connection, Nina's confession. Prepare for drama, lethal threats, and suspenseful intrigue on GH today. Here is a peek of General Hospital on Wednesday, February 12, 2025. The video from today's broadcast depicts Jason Morgan threatening Cyrus Renaud in public. Willow Tate Corinthos hears Nina Reeves reveal a personal secret. Additionally, Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor grow closer. Let's discuss what's coming up in today's episode as you continue reading. Comparing Cyrus Renaud and Jason Morgan. Jason and Cyrus will resume their altercation at Charlie's in today's episode. Cyrus was holding Danny Morgan's shoulder as Jason hurried into the bar. Jason yells at Cyrus that no one will ever discover his body if he ever touches his son again. Jason will likely be a top suspect if Cyrus is killed. Jason's reaction was justified, but the police must also follow the clues. Nina Reeves admits. According to General Hospital spoilers for Wednesday, February 12th, Nina is frantically trying to keep her daughter safe from Drew Kane Quartermain. Regretfully, Willow appears to be even more attracted to Drew. In the preview, Nina informs Willow that sharing this secret is difficult. When Willow finds out that her mother had an affair with Drew, how will she respond? Nina may like for Willow to be repulsed and distanced from Drew as a result. But what if it backfires or Willow believes Nina is lying? What if Drew takes advantage of this? Anna Devayne's fury. In today's episode preview, Anna Devayne is seen confronting Jocelyn Jacks once more. Joss is warned by Anna that her small game could be fatal. Jocelyn broke a flower petal in Cyrus' Bible after sneaking into his room. Cyrus knew someone had been prying into his room because Jocelyn wasn't being careful enough. Cyrus became somewhat uneasy when Jocelyn apologized to him after that. Should Cy not have overheard Elizabeth Liz Baldwin, that might have been sufficient damage control. Additionally, Danny confronted Cyrus regarding Sam McCall's passing. Therefore, it's possible that Jocelyn's damage control really made matters worse. Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor connect. Kai and Trina can also be seen spending time together in the promo footage. Speaking to Trina, Kai asserts that those are wise things to live by. Carly Spencer and Jack Brennan converse in the interim. Elizabeth Liz Baldwin confides in Lucky Spencer over at Charlie's. Danny was adamant on learning more about Sam's murder. Fans of General Hospital are aware that there is never truly a final goodbye in the fictional town of Port Charles, are they? Because of this, Danny is now adamant about finding his mother Sam, despite the fact that Cyrus killed her. Danny is determined to learn more about Sam's murder, according to General Hospital spoilers. But his determination to learn the truth about what actually transpired grows, as he learns more about the alleged murder of his mother. Danny was furious to hear about his mother's murder in the most recent General Hospital episode. But Rocco was there to assist him in getting the necessary closure. However, that may not be so simple. Even if Sam isn't in Port Charles, there's a strong chance she's still out there. He will undoubtedly track down Cyrus and hold him accountable for his actions if he is unable to locate his mother's body. Even though Danny is young, his father is Jason Morgan. Fans of General Hospital even made comments about the situation saying, "Go Danny. It's not just you who is furious about the murder of your amazing mother. The worst thing that had happened on GH in a long time was her death. Kelly has been sorely missed." Another fan commented, "I must admit that I fast-forwarded a bit, but did I miss the part where Jason was informed that Cyrus killed Sam? He didn't recoil when Rocco said that. Did the authors truly forego such a revelation? Are they attempting to downplay Jasm once more?" General Hospital spoilers. Port Charles's upcoming events? Additionally, this comment was made. "I'm willing to wager that he could go to Charlie's and confront Cyrus. He is unquestionably Jason and Sam's son. I'm excited to watch how everything turns out." Needless to say, viewers of General Hospital will just have to watch to see what happens next. Jason agrees to let everyone believe he's Sasha's baby's father, and Danny hurls an accusation at Cyrus. The room was thick with tension, the kind that made the air feel heavy and every breath a conscious effort. Sasha sat on the edge of the couch, her hands trembling as she clutched a tissue, her eyes red from hours of crying. Jason stood by the window, his arms crossed, his jaw clenched as he stared out at the city skyline. The weight of the decision he had just made hung over him like a storm cloud, threatening to burst at any moment. Across the room, Danny paced back and forth, his face a mask of anger and betrayal. And then there was Cyrus, sitting calmly in an armchair, his expression unreadable, though his eyes flickered with a dangerous glint. It had started with a secret, one that Sasha had kept buried for months. She was pregnant, and the father of her child was not Jason, the man she had been dating for the past year, but Cyrus, a man with a reputation for manipulation and deceit. Sasha had been terrified to reveal the truth, knowing it would shatter the fragile stability of her relationship with Jason and ignite a firestorm of drama within their tight-knit social circle. But secrets have a way of surfacing, and when hers finally did, it sent shockwaves through everyone involved. Jason had been the first to find out. Sasha, overwhelmed by guilt and fear, had confessed to him in a tearful late-night conversation. At first, he had been furious, his mind racing with questions and accusations. How could she betray him like this? How could she keep something so monumental from him? But as the initial shock wore off, Jason found himself grappling with a different emotion. Compassion. He loved Sasha, deeply and unconditionally, and despite the pain her betrayal had caused, he couldn't bear to see her suffer. When she begged him to help her keep the truth hidden, to let everyone believe he was the father of her child, Jason had reluctantly agreed. It wasn't an easy decision. By agreeing to play the role of the baby's father, Jason was signing up for a lifetime of lies and deception. He would have to face the judgment and scrutiny of their friends and family, all while knowing the child wasn't his. But Jason also knew that if the truth came out, Sasha's life would be turned upside down. She would be ostracized, labeled as unfaithful, and forced to raise the child alone. Jason couldn't do that to her. So with a heavy heart, he made the choice to protect her, even if it meant sacrificing his own happiness. But not everyone was willing to let the matter rest. Danny, Jason's best friend and Sasha's older brother, had always been fiercely protective of his sister. When he noticed the tension between Jason and Sasha, he began to suspect that something was wrong. Danny's instincts told him that there was more to the story than they were letting on, and he was determined to get to the bottom of it. His investigation led him to Cyrus, a man he had never trusted and always viewed as a snake in the grass. When Danny confronted Cyrus, the man's smug demeanor and evasive answers only fueled his suspicions. It all came to a head one evening at a gathering at Jason and Sasha's apartment. The atmosphere was strained, with everyone acutely aware of the unspoken tension in the room. Danny, unable to contain his anger any longer, turned to Cyrus and hurled an accusation that sent shockwaves through the group. "You're the father, aren't you?" Danny spat, his voice trembling with rage. "You're the one who got Sasha pregnant. Admit it." The room fell silent, all eyes turning to Cyrus, who leaned back in his chair with a smirk. "And what if I am?" he replied, his tone dripping with condescension. "What are you going to do about it?" Danny lunged forward, his fists clenched, but Jason stepped in, blocking his path. "Enough!" Jason shouted, his voice cutting through the tension like a knife. "This isn't the time or the place for this." But Danny wasn't ready to back down. "How can you defend him, Jason?" he demanded. He's the reason Sasha's in this mess. He's the reason you're lying to everyone. Jason's face flushed with anger and shame. He knew Danny was right, but he couldn't bring himself to admit it. This isn't about Cyrus, he said through gritted teeth. This is about Sasha and the baby. They're what matter now. Sasha, who had been silent until now, finally spoke up. Please, Danny, she pleaded, her voice barely above a whisper. Just let it go. For me. Danny looked at his sister, his heart breaking at the sight of her tear-streaked face. He wanted to protect her, to shield her from the pain and judgment she was so afraid of. But he also couldn't stand by and watch her live a lie. Sasha, you don't have to do this, he said gently. You don't have to pretend. We'll figure it out together. But Sasha shook her head, her resolve firm. No, Danny. This is the way it has to be. For the baby's sake. The room fell silent once more, the weight of Sasha's words settling over everyone like a heavy blanket. Danny looked from Sasha to Jason to Cyrus, his mind racing with conflicting emotions. He wanted to respect his sister's wishes, but he also couldn't shake the feeling that they were all making a terrible mistake. As the evening wore on, the tension in the room only grew. Jason and Sasha exchanged uneasy glances, both acutely aware of the precariousness of their situation. Cyrus, meanwhile, seemed to revel in the chaos, his smug smile never wavering. Danny, for his part, couldn't bring himself to leave, his sense of duty and loyalty keeping him rooted to the spot. In the days that followed, the fallout from Danny's accusation began to ripple through their lives. Friends and family members started asking questions, their curiosity piqued by the rumors that were beginning to circulate. Jason and Sasha found themselves constantly on edge, their every move scrutinized and analyzed. The strain of maintaining the lie began to take its toll, their relationship growing increasingly strained as the pressure mounted. For Jason, the decision to let everyone believe he was the father of Sasha's child was a double-edged sword. On one hand, it allowed him to protect Sasha and the baby from the judgment and ridicule they would undoubtedly face if the truth came out. But on the other hand, it meant living a lie, one that would haunt him for the rest of his life. He couldn't help but wonder if he had made the right choice, or if he had simply traded one set of problems for another. Sasha, meanwhile, was consumed by guilt. She knew that Jason's decision to stand by her was an act of incredible selflessness, and she couldn't help but feel that she didn't deserve it. She loved Jason, but she also knew that their relationship would never be the same. The trust between them had been shattered, and no amount of time or effort could fully repair it. As for Danny, his accusation had opened a Pandora's box of emotions and conflicts that he wasn't prepared to handle. He had always prided himself on being the protector of his family, the one who could be relied upon to keep them safe. But now he felt powerless, unable to shield his sister from the consequences of her actions. His relationship with Jason, once so strong and unshakable, had been irreparably damaged, and he wasn't sure if it could ever be repaired. And then there was Cyrus, the man at the center of it all. For him, the situation was nothing more than a game, a chance to manipulate and control those around him. He had no intention of taking responsibility for the child, nor did he care about the pain and chaos he had caused. To him, it was all just another move in a never-ending game of power and control. As the weeks turned into months, the tension between the group continued to simmer, threatening to boil over at any moment. Jason and Sasha struggled to maintain the facade of a happy couple, their every interaction tinged with unease. Danny, meanwhile, found himself increasingly isolated, his anger and frustration driving a wedge between him and the people he cared about most. In the end, the truth had a way of coming out, no matter how hard they tried to keep it hidden. When the baby was born, the resemblance to Cyrus was undeniable, and the rumors that had been swirling for months finally came to a head. Jason and Sasha were forced to confront the reality of their situation, and the fallout was devastating. For Jason, the revelation was a bitter pill to swallow. He had sacrificed so much to protect Sasha and the baby, only to have it all come crashing down around him. He couldn't help but feel that he had been used, that his love and loyalty had been taken for granted. The trust between him and Sasha was gone, and with it, any hope of salvaging their relationship. Sasha, meanwhile, was forced to face the consequences of her actions. The judgment and ridicule she had feared became a reality, and she found herself struggling to cope with the weight of it all. She loved her child, but she couldn't help but feel that she had brought this pain and suffering upon herself. As for Danny, the revelation brought a sense of closure, but it also left him with a deep sense of regret. He had tried to protect his sister, but in the end, he had only made things worse. His relationship with Jason was beyond repair, and he couldn't help but feel that he had lost something irreplaceable. And then there was Cyrus, the man who had started it all. In the end, he walked away unscathed, his reputation intact and his life unchanged. For him, it was just another chapter in a long history of manipulation and deceit. In the end, the story of Jason, Sasha, Danny, and Cyrus was a cautionary tale about the dangers of secrets and lies. It was a reminder that the truth, no matter how painful, is always better than a lie. And it was a testament to the power of love, loyalty, and the lengths we will go to protect the people we care about. Danny blasts Cyrus, Jason goes stone cold, and Sasha strikes a deal. The drama is reaching new heights as tensions explode and unexpected alliances form in Port Charles. This week, viewers will witness Danny lashing out at Cyrus, Jason returning to his stone-cold roots, and Sasha making a risky deal that could change everything. Let's dive into what's happening in this explosive chapter of General Hospital. Danny blasts Cyrus's son's fury unleashed. Danny Morgan has always been close to his father, Jason, and his loyalty to his family runs deep. However, with Jason missing in action for years, Danny had to grow up quickly, learning to navigate a world filled with danger and uncertainty. But when Cyrus Renault resurfaces, causing chaos once again, Danny's patience runs out. Cyrus has a history of destruction, and his latest moves have put Sam, Danny's mother, in harm's way. After overhearing a conversation about Cyrus's involvement in recent criminal activities, Danny confronts him head-on. No longer a child hiding in the shadows, Danny steps into the spotlight, proving he's every bit his father's son. His explosive outburst at Cyrus shocks everyone. Gone is the quiet, observant boy. Danny's rage is palpable as he demands answers, warning Cyrus to stay away from his family. While Cyrus may be used to intimidation tactics, he's visibly taken aback by Danny's fearless approach. But will this confrontation make Danny a bigger target? Sam and those closest to him worry that his act of bravery may put him in serious danger. Jason goes stone cold. The hitman is back. Jason Morgan has always been known as the enforcer of Port Charles, feared and respected by many. After years away, he's back, and he's more ruthless than ever. With Sonny Corinthos facing new threats and old enemies resurfacing, Jason has no time for diplomacy. He's ready to reclaim his territory and protect those he loves at all costs. The return of Stone Cold Jason is nothing short of electrifying. Gone is the softer side that briefly surfaced in his later years. He has one goal: eliminate the threat standing in his way. His first target? Cyrus Renault. Jason wastes no time in sending a message, showing the criminal kingpin that his reign of terror is coming to an end. But Jason isn't just battling Cyrus. He's also dealing with the fallout of his absence. Reuniting with Sam and Danny is emotional, but he knows his work isn't done. Sonny needs him, the organization needs him, and more than ever, Port Charles needs the unwavering force that is Jason Morgan. As he sets his sights on dismantling Cyrus's empire, Jason's cold, calculated methods remind everyone why he's the best at what he does. But with the authorities and rival factions keeping a close eye on his every move, will Jason's return come at a deadly cost? Sasha strikes a deal. A dangerous gamble. Sasha Gilmore has been through more than her fair share of heartbreak and turmoil. After battling addiction, losing her child, and enduring betrayal, she's determined to take control of her life. However, a new opportunity arises, one that comes with high stakes and even higher risks. When she crosses paths with a mysterious figure offering a way to clear her name and secure her future, Sasha finds herself at a crossroads. The deal is tempting but dangerous. It involves getting close to the very criminals who nearly destroyed her life. Knowing what's at stake, Sasha weighs her options carefully. As she steps into the shadows of Port Charles's criminal underworld, Sasha must rely on her instincts to survive. But is she playing the game, or is she being played? With Jason back in action and Cyrus's power shifting, Sasha's deal could have consequences far beyond what she ever imagined. Conclusion: the calm before the storm. Port Charles is on the brink of a power shift, with Danny's fiery stand against Cyrus, Jason's stone-cold resurgence, and Sasha's high-stakes gamble setting the stage for an explosive showdown. As alliances are tested and enemies are confronted, one thing is clear: no one is safe. Stay tuned as General Hospital continues to deliver shocking twists, intense confrontations, and unforgettable moments. The drama is only beginning, and the stakes have never been higher.